This is Steve Ridgel, and as most of you know, I spend a lot of my time trying to help people learn about Jesus. And as I encourage other people to do that, one of the things we talk about is planting Jesus seeds or getting hearts ready to hear a word about Jesus. And there are lots of things that everybody can do every day to get hearts ready. So I'm going to tell you 3 little things everybody can do every day that will help someone get their heart ready to hear about Jesus. Now, it's true, somebody still needs to speak Jesus words, but these are things that you can do today that will make a difference in somebody's life. Now, I want to be real clear here. I don't think we're fulfilling the Great Commission because we're nice to somebody. I think every Christian's nice to people because that's who we are. But I do think it's sometimes that we can be intentional about how we're nice to people, and that does get them ready to hear a Jesus word. And so I want to tell you some things we can all do. Number 1 is what we've been talking about. Be nice. Everybody can be nice. When your waitress, your clerk, the person you encounter randomly at Walmart, wherever it is, sometimes they are stressed and people have been berating them and people are tense with them and they are tired and they are barely making it. And sometimes someone that just does a nice thing, says a nice thing. I often say to waitresses and sales clerk and people helping me, I try to be sure and say thank you. You're doing a good job. I appreciate that, because they don't hear a lot of that. What they mostly hear is somebody who's unhappy with them. And what a tragedy if they ever see that person at church. So I try to really be nice to people. I figure it brightens their day, but I also try to do Jesus words a lot. Sometimes when I'm leaving, I'll say to someone, have a blessed day. Or sometimes I'll just say to someone when I'm leaving, hey, Jesus loves you. And I don't stop for the conversation. I just keep going. Now, I'm amazed how many times people yell, oh yeah, you too. That's great. Or they say back, have a blessed day. But I say those little things, and that's not necessarily the gospel, but Jesus loves you is the start of the gospel. And it does help them to know Jesus does love them, and somebody communicated that to them. So I try to always be nice. I try to say the little Jesus things. Have a blessed day. Jesus loves you. Those kind of things. But you know what else I try to do a lot? I try to smile at people a lot. Just the little smile that says to somebody, I see you, I acknowledge you, I'm happy, you're happy. Now you're going, well, how's that going to ever help get their heart ready for Jesus? Well, one is, if I ever get a chance to engage in them in more conversation at some point, I will say, so have you ever thought about Jesus? Some question about Jesus or some invitation about Jesus? Maybe I'll get to know them enough to say, would you ever like to come to church? I've got places where friends and I eat that we regularly ask our waitress, invite our waitress to pray or to come to church. All of those don't pan out, but you never do know. And if you've been someone that smiles and is nice and speaks Jesus words sometimes, well, they're maybe a lot more ready to hear that invitation. So I'm going to encourage you as you go through your life with people that you may encounter or interact with many times to learn to do things like be nice, speak a Jesus word, and always smile. And at some point you may get that chance to say, is there anything I could pray for you for? Would you like to come to church? Could I help you on your Jesus journey? You never know. So you prepare hearts. And besides, I kind of think Jesus expects us to be nice, to use Jesus words, and to smile at people.